Hey, beautiful people. Welcome to another week of a coaching class with yours truly, Nettie Bryan. I'm so honored to be here with you tonight. And if you are here live, please do let me know in the comments. Obviously, I want to just double check that you are here, that you can hear me. I am doing an audio live for you tonight, guys. And for today's session, hey Deborah, lovely to see you on, my darling. Today's session, we are talking about the 5 tips to setting up a marketing calendar that's going to help you on your journey to bringing in consistent sales. And of course, everybody I know that is an online entrepreneur, an offline entrepreneur, wants to be able to bring in consistent sales in their business, but equally more importantly, you want to know how to market your services online. Okay, so tonight I won't keep you long. I'm just going to be sharing with you just for a few minutes on calendars. We're talking about a type of calendar that's going to help you to get focused with your business marketing. Now, if you're new to me, just for those of you who have joined recently, my name is Nettie Bryan and I am the founder of Power Up Coaching, which is an academy for faith-filled women entrepreneurs and coaches, and some males now as well, faith-filled males and career professionals who want to turn their gifts into a profitable business or ministry with the predominant vehicle of an expert signature system that they can then serve their clients with. We also support you in our academy with starting and launching your coaching businesses, up leveling your mindset about money, and synchronizing your spiritual and your financial destiny. So welcome everybody who's here on the live. And of course, I have a special gift for those of you that are with us tonight. So do make yourself known by saying hi so that I know that you are here, commenting and just letting us know that you are tuning in, because you are going to love the gift that I have for you that you can get access to after this live. Okay, so for today, I want to talk to you about 5 steps really that I've come up with to setting up a marketing calendar that's going to help you to bring in sales consistently in your business. Okay, so the first thing that you need to be aware of, as you may already know, is that any kind of marketing campaign has many moving parts to it, and they also have immediate approaching deadlines that need to be met. So if you're running a marketing campaign right now, or if you've run one recently, you might be thinking, oh my goodness, I've got so much to do, I've got this deadline, but how on earth can I make it all come together without me pulling my hair out, getting any more grays, or completely losing it, right? If you can contest to what I'm saying, drop a comment in the chat for me. Now, any kind of good business coach knows that marketing, is an essential part of business growth. It's also essential to build your brand, and it's an also essential element that you need to have to engage with new prospective clients. But most entrepreneurs that I speak to, they really do shy away from it. And the problem that I often see with new coaches or new entrepreneurs is that they often don't know where to start when it comes to marketing their services or their expertise, right? So they may have a great idea for a program or a great idea for their expert signature system or for their business, but really where most entrepreneurs fall down is because they don't know how to market themselves well. And then the consequence of that is that they end up either posting randomly or mismatching their marketing efforts and the message that they want to put out to market as well, which ultimately leads to poor engagement. How many of you have ever said to yourself, what's the point in posting? What's the point in actually, I'm just moving my microphone a bit closer to me. What's the point of actually putting all this effort with little return? And it can be quite disheartening, right? And discontenting for you. So, of course, depending, on what methods you choose to do in your marketing, you might find that you have, all of your promotions that you have potentially special promotions to plan throughout the year. You might be doing a book launch, you might be doing your expert signature system launch, a new program launch, a course launch, or whatever it might be, a product launch. But you have to make sure that you have a marketing plan to go with that. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. And the key thing that we find, or that even over the last 12 months, is that I'm coming across is a lot of people want to launch a product, but they don't have the right strategy to get that promotion launched. And when you do, if you launch it, it may fall on deaf ears, okay? And that's not what we want going forward. So I've done a lot of research over the last 12 months with some clients, other people that I know, and actually, one of the things that I really do believe will help you is by having a marketing strategy in terms of a calendar. Okay. And the question that you might be asking yourself is, well, Nettie, how am I going to get all of this done? How am I going to get, the sales right? How am I going to engage with people? This is the way, this is the formula for you to have a marketing calendar. Okay. And I believe that, when you have one of these, it is going to help you to manage your marketing efforts well, when you house everything that you need to do within a marketing calendar. Okay. Because, when you do have one of these, what it does, it shows you the bigger picture of what it is that you want to do, because we can get so consumed within the day-to-day, the minutiae of all of the different things that we need to do. And sometimes that alone is what brings the overwhelm. Okay. And, it's also, when you have a marketing calendar, it's going to help you to clarify what everyone, so especially if you've got help in your business, is supposed to do. So what are the steps? What are the tasks, that you need to do in order for you to get out there marketing? Okay. It also helps you keep track of your deadlines. It helps you to stay focused and summarize your daily marketing tasks. And you often hear me talk about this, that you're meant to be doing what we call income generating activities. And actually, marketing is a fundamental part of your income generating activities. So I believe it's a really essential tool, and one that I've used in my business that's helped me in managing either my business promotions, helping me manage my social media postings, and scheduling of my specific events that I run throughout the year. So the first thing that you want to consider here is, what can having a marketing calendar do for you? If you want to know the answer to that question, I want you to put calendar in the comments, put the word calendar in the comments if you want to know what having a marketing calendar can actually do for you. Remember, this is all about engagement, so please help us to bump up the algorithm by commenting, liking, and even sharing this particular video. All right, so really the essence of a marketing calendar, what should happen is it should be designed in such a way that it's going to contain all of your marketing activities that you've got planned for the near future. All right. And it might sound overwhelming. You've heard of people doing a 360-degree, calendar, but I believe that is the best way for you to stay out of overwhelm. Secondly, it's visual and it gives you the bigger picture at a very quick and clear glance, right? So you can easily see what needs to be done, not only for, your efforts today, but you can look at it for a week's time. You can look at it for next week and into the months ahead as well. The other thing is your marketing calendar is going to keep you organized. And I think that's the real big win for having one of these, because it can quickly get out of hand, especially when you know that you need to be posting very regularly. Okay. Now, for me, keeping organized is extremely important when things get very busy in your business, right? Because what can happen is, if you don't have a marketing calendar, is that you can easily get sidetracked, so it's kind of like an accountability tracker as well. That's kind of how I use one in my business. So for me, it helps me when I've got lots of things I'm doing, spinning lots of different wheels. It really does help me to stay focused. So think about this, when times are quieter, you can look at your marketing calendar and it's easy to see what needs to be done and how much progress you're actually making with your plans, which is a real plus because you can re-strategize, you can get yourself back on track. And of course, the opposite to that is when you're going through a busy period in your business, you're also going to benefit from having your calendar to keep things running smoothly and to take you out of overwhelm. Does that make sense, guys? Yeah. So if that makes sense, let me know in the comments. So really, having this big picture view helps to avoid things like sneaking up on you, things that you might have forgotten about, or things that you perhaps, got sidetracked on because you was dealing with client work or other elements of your business. So that's so important that if you've got this document, you've got this tool, however you want to use it, it really does help you to stay on track. And because there are so many moving parts in your business, if you've got your marketing ordered in a calendar, you're going to find that you won't be stuck at the last minute, right? You won't be scrambling around to get things done for occasions like holidays and, season sales, or when you're doing some kind of special promotion. It's going to help you avoid being taken by surprise by any specific tasks that might have slipped through unnoticed. Okay, so again, having a marketing calendar is also important because marketing tasks, they need to be consistent. Because if you notice, I always talk to you about the know, like, and trust factor, and I always talk to you in terms of the Expert Signature System workshop about the AIDA principle, which is simply raising awareness with potential new clients, gaining their interest, getting their desire active, and then helping them to take action. Now, if you've got inconsistent marketing, then it's very difficult for you to be remembered, because remember, there is such a busy marketplace out there, and there's lots of people who are effectively your competition. So if you want to stay top of mind, then you're going to want to be consistently marketing your business, posting, creating content. Okay. And again, answer this question for me. How many of you right now actually find keeping up with your marketing a bit of a chore? And you can be honest. If you think that it's a bit of a chore, type the word chore in the comments, because believe me, you potentially came into entrepreneurship or wanting to start a business because you wanted to share your gift and your passion with the world, not because you wanted to become this super duper marketer, right? But the truth is that, taking on such a great task in terms of sharing your gift, is really, really also about you becoming a good enough marketer when you first start out, because at that particular point when you're first starting, you might not have the income to be able to hire somebody to do those tasks for you. So you've got to get your head around it. You've got to get a handle on how to do that. Now, so you've got to be doing daily tasks. For example, you might need to post new content to your blog. If you have a blog, that's a regular activity. Pop that on your calendar. You'll need to get on social media quite frequently and interact with your potential customers or your clients. Okay, again, put that activity on your calendar. You'll also need to be making, some steady progress towards your marketing goals while avoiding overwhelm. And of course, your marketing goals also will lead to you having your sales goals, because everything you do in your business is really all about driving traffic, driving leads, and promoting your services that eventually leads to a sale. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Okay. And the key point is, when you have a calendar, it ensures that all of these things get done. And the final thing that I really want to say is that your marketing calendar is going to help to increase your productivity, which is a major benefit, trust me, and your efficiency. So I highly, an advocate for these. And of course, it's a huge benefit, especially if you're a really busy entrepreneur. If you're new to marketing, or you're a one-woman band or a one-man band, having a marketing calendar is going to be a great help. Having a social media planner is also going to be a massive help to you. Would you agree that, you need all of these tools to support you so that you can get help to stop spinning all the plates that you have? If you think it's a good idea, type the word agree in the comments. All right. But here's the thing, guys. The good news is this. It's just one tool. Okay, you only need one tool that can help you to control where you spend your time. So having a marketing calendar, having a social media planner, in fact, if you can integrate those, even better. It's going to save you time, it's going to up your productivity, and it's going to help you to streamline your tasks. And, you know, if you use it properly, it's going to help you to scale your business, because number one, it's going to contribute to the overall success of your campaigns. And for me, that is a massive helping hand up as well. All right. So I promised you some tips. I'm going to give you 5 tips right now that I'll leave with you that's going to help you to set up a marketing calendar that's going to help you to bring you closer to consistent sales, right? And the first one is this: you've got to set goals, right? So what do I mean by that? You know, think about it. All of your marketing should be built around your goals, right? So every campaign needs to have a clear objective, or think about it this way: you won't get results. So there's no point in saying, right, I'm going to launch this new book, or I'm going to launch this new product, but you don't set yourself clear goals around that. You don't set your marketing objectives, you don't set your sales objectives and things like that. You don't collect the data that you need in order to influence how you're going to do that, right? So when creating your marketing calendar, the first step is to identify the goals for each of the specific campaigns that you are thinking of promoting. Along with those promotions, you need to have major milestones along the way. So the first goal might be, for example, I'll just use what I have in my business. It might be that you want to put on a challenge. So the first goal would be to set the date. Okay. The second goal would be to set how many people you would want to attend your challenge, and then how many people are you looking to sign on into your program from that challenge. Okay, so those are specific metrics that you want to be making sure. Another goal might be that you use a campaign to earn money, or it could be something less direct related to earnings. For example, one of your campaigns objectives might be to bring new leads into your sales funnel so that you can build relationships. Does that make sense, guys? So you're going to have different objectives, different goals, but you must have a goal. Another one might be to increase your brand exposure. You might have just a sole marketing campaign just to brand build, okay? And, you know, this might be you thinking about wanting to establish yourself as an expert in your niche. So how are you going to do that? The key thing here to remember is whatever your goal is that you do choose, you must make sure that it's as specific as possible, okay? That's really, really crucial. So, you know, an example of what I mean by specificity is, let's say you're wanting to increase your sales, right? So then you need to identify a target. If your goal is to grow your followers on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, then you need to set yourself a specific number. How many followers, you know, by when, that kind of thing. So it's important that you assign each goal that you set a deadline as well, okay? So that you can actually create your timeline of things that need to be done on your marketing calendar. Does that make sense, guys? So the first tip is to set yourself a goal, be very, very specific, and then set yourself some timelines and put in the data points of how many, when, by, and then the result that you want. Tip 2 is to identify your target audience. And yeah, you might be thinking, oh, I've heard this all before, Nettie, and it might sound like a bit of a broken record to you. But the truth is, on a serious note, the truth is all marketing efforts really do revolve around a target client. So you really do need to identify this person. Who is that individual that you are speaking to? Remember, you're speaking to one, but you're speaking to many. Do you know them inside out? Do you know how they speak, the language that they use, what they want to hear, you know? And to do this, you're going to want to make sure that you create, if you haven't done so already, your ideal customer profile. Okay, I'm not going to go into the minutiae of how to do that tonight because that's not what it's about. But if you need help, you can shout out here, because the truth of the matter is your business and marketing success actually depends on providing content and products that your chosen target person is looking for. Remember? So you need to understand who they are. Would you agree with that? Okay. If you don't understand your potential client, their needs, desires, wants, and aspirations, your marketing efforts are going to be a bit of a mismatch. So it's really key that you focus on getting that very clear. Tip number 3 is about platforms. Okay, tip 3 is you've got to choose a platform for your marketing calendar. Now, what do I mean by that? Now, there are several different options, when it comes to choosing a marketing calendar, which is the tool, of course. You could, if you don't like technology, you could have a paper version. Absolutely fine. Okay, so long as you are utilizing it. You could use a diary, for example, and put in your marketing through that. So that's the paper-based version. You could use a printable one. You could use an online version as well. The key thing here is just to decide what's going to work best for you, what's going to be easy. Now, a good place to start is to, if you've already got some kind of tools in your business that you're using, start there, look at what you've already got. And if you've got someone who's, in your team that can, maybe do that for you, perhaps a VA, transfer that information over to them. So again, they can help you. Some tools might be, you could be using Google Calendar. You might be using an additional project management program such as Asana. There's also Trello, which is the one that I use, or I also use CloudKey now for managing my business, my marketing, and different things online as well. Okay. But the key consideration is that it should all be, hopefully, an all-in-one platform. So if you can get a marketing tool that's an all-in-one platform, then it's just going to make your life that little bit more simpler, right? Does that make sense, guys? Okay. Because if you've got things all over the place, trust me, I've done that in the early days and it's hard to manage. So now I've amalgamated everything under one umbrella, which then, splits everything out into the different platforms. It just makes business so much easier to manage. Okay, so I'd suggest you choose a platform that's simple and a platform that's easy for you to use. Okay, and once you've got something with, ease of use in mind, then maybe start to explore the features of that platform to make your tasks go smoother. So try out a few different ones. I'm going to suggest a couple for you. As I've mentioned before, even the one that I use, I'm going to share that with you as well. And you could get started on that for free. Okay. Tip number 4 is some guidelines for setting up your calendar. So these are guidelines for setting up your calendar, right? So the first guideline is this: you're going to need to decide how far into the future you want your marketing calendar set up for. So do you want to set it up for 3 months at a time or quarterly? Do you want to set it up for 6 monthly, or do you want to set it up for the entire year? Okay. And, one of the best practice tips is to plan your calendar, hopefully for a year in advance. So that way you can map out and plan promotions that are tied to annual events, things like Christmas, for example, holidays, Black Fridays, Cyber Mondays. I do a birthday bonanza. So whatever activity and all the different kind of holidays throughout the year for different areas, you could potentially set your business marketing calendar up to coincide with those holidays, because there are different times of the year where certain people are more likely to want to have what it is that you have to offer. They might be more interested. They might be in a different kind of energy. So again, you want to make sure that you're tapping into those types of things. Okay. So you could plan your marketing on a quarterly basis, or even, a monthly basis if you can't think that far ahead. Thank you, Sabrina, for popping that tip in there as well. Okay. And the key thing is, once you've done it once at that high level, all you need to do then is really just kind of fill in the blanks. And we'll talk about what that looks like in a moment. If it feels too heavy to set up or daunting to set up a calendar, 12 months in advance, the way to manage that is to put in your diary now a day specific for marketing, right? So what we teach in the inside of the academy is what we call a weekly success calendar. Okay, so every day is marketing day, but you want to set up a day aside specific to maybe do all your social media posts or to set up all your campaigns. Like with my diary, I've got all of the events in my calendar set up for the next 12 months so that I know exactly what I'm doing. I issued the dates for all my live events for next year, so my clients are clear as to what dates they need to have in their diary. So, when you do it once, trust me, it's going to remove so much of the stress, so much of the overwhelm as well. You also want to consider setting in your promotional cycles. When do you want to promote your product? How often do you want to promote your product? Is it going to be 6 weekly? Is it going to be quarterly? These are all important things that if you don't put them in the calendar, they probably won't get done. Does that make sense, guys? Right? So it also keeps you accountable to that as well. All right, the final tip number 5, okay, is filling in your marketing calendar, right? So now that you've kind of got all the ideas of what you need to do, it's really all about filling in the calendar. So you're ready to fill your calendar with, you know, the tasks and the goals. So you're going to take, what you'll do here is take the goal of each of the marketing campaigns that you have. All right, so take the goal for each of those campaigns that you've scheduled, and you really want to be breaking them up into major milestones, right? So that's the first thing. Then you're going to want to think through a list of all of the tasks that you need to do, all right, for that specific goal. So what's the daily task you need to do? What's the weekly task? Or perhaps what's the monthly task, okay? So again, with that, you're going to want to include any deadlines, any, you know, meetings that you might want to be having with people who are involved in your campaigns, and anything else that you need to do to make sure that it's a success. So just think about a goal that you have maybe coming up. All right, how can you best use the calendar methodology, if you like, really to help you to really map out a plan to achieve your goals for that campaign? Okay, so some other things that you may want to include are things like promotions that you're going to run over the next year or in your own chosen time frame. Annual events, like I mentioned, I have an annual live event, actually a quarterly live event, so we put those in. I have a 3 monthly challenge, I put those in, okay? Any business reviews that you might need to do to go over things like your sales and your marketing and performance and things like that, okay? You could also add in, you know, industry events like conferences or exhibitions that you feel would benefit you, that you could potentially market yourself at as well. You could also add in things that are happening in your community that might tie into a specific marketing campaign, like we have International Women's Day and, you know, just different events and campaigns that are happening throughout the year. If you're launching a new product, you want to make sure that's on the calendar, or any other kind of, you know, big thing that's happening in your specific niche or your specific industry. Okay, and again, you don't want to forget to include time for things that aren't deadline orientated tasks as well. And one example would be, you might not like this one, it would be market research. That's one example of a task that's not time orientated or deadline orientated, but a really important one, because if you don't research your clients, your customers, you know, people out there who are doing the same thing as you, you're not going to have up-to-date intel to know exactly how to, you know, up level your marketing for yourself going forward. Okay, and you must really be doing that on a very regular basis. So how are you finding these tips, guys, for powering up your marketing? How are you finding these tips? And the key thing I guess I want to leave with you is I don't want you to think about a marketing calendar as just like a date filler. I don't want you to think of it in that way. You've got to consider it a very essential part of your business management, right? That's really what you need to be thinking of. You can use it to include other information as well. You can use it to put all the data for all of your campaigns in one easily accessible place. It's just an easy go-to for that as well. You're welcome, Patty. You're very, very welcome. And what I find most helpful, really, Patty, here is that business people is to create categories for items and tasks within your marketing calendar. And this might be that you create a social media calendar, all right? You might have a space for an email marketing calendar, maybe an editorial calendar, and so on. There's so many different things that you can do. And if you've got a lot of information, it's going to make it easier for you or people that work with you to manage and, of course, to navigate. And I know I've shared a lot of information that I hope, you know, you will consider early in the importance of having a marketing calendar for your business. And I did promise you a free gift, guys, for those of you that are on live, those of you that are here, those of you that are hashtag replay. If you type in hashtag replay right now, that lets me know that you are here on the replay, okay? And the free gift that I want to give for those of you that are here with me live right now is a social media planner. Hey, Melanie. Hey. And this social media planner is going to help you to schedule your social postings. How many of you know that one of the main things that you find difficult is potentially posting? Hey, Charlotte, let me know that you're here, guys. If you want a social media planner that will help you schedule your social posts across the 5 major platforms, we're talking Facebook, we're talking LinkedIn, we're talking Twitter, we're talking Instagram. And what's the final one? Oh, Google My Business. Google My Business, right? If you want to get yourself a free social media planner, that is an electronic software and you want to be able to maximize your efforts in posting, trust me, when you start using it, it will transform how you post. You will take a sigh of relief and you'll be like, my goodness, Nettie, this is the best Christmas present ever, right? So if you want that social planner, type the word social planner in the comments so that I know that you've heard me and that you want that. What I'll do is I will make sure that myself or my team reaches out to you in your DMs. So you must make sure that you check your message request folder, especially if we're not friends. In the next couple of days, we're going to reach out to you with a link that gives you access to that free social media planner. We're also going to invite you to another group that is all about the software that we use, and we'll also help you with some training on how to use it. But you must make sure you put the word social planner. I can see one in there already, social planner, in the comments in order to get hold of that, and we'll make sure that we get that to you. Okay, that's my gift to you for being a part of this fantastic group so far and contributing throughout the course of this year. Fabulous. Beautiful. We've got Charlotte from Karaku. Beautiful. Lovely to have you on, Charlotte. Okay. And again, I know that it's going to help you in easing some of the marketing mayhem that you need to navigate in your business. So guys, if you have enjoyed today's live on the 5 tips of setting up a marketing calendar that helps to bring in consistent sales, drop a comment in there to let me know. And of course, you know, if you do feel right now that you need help with creating a marketing plan for your business, again, feel free to reach out you can type the word marketing plan, okay? And we'll be more than happy to connect with you to help you to get some clarity, because you need clarity, you need focus for your business marketing needs going forward, right? And I believe that now is the right time to get yourself focused just before you start the next year with a very clear plan of what your marketing efforts are going to look like. And if you want that help, and you know, we can get together, I can do a workshop and really have you all together really getting clear on how to complete a marketing plan. So if you want to have that specific training, drop the word marketing plan in the comments, and you know, I look forward to serving you on that as well. And may God bless you, may God keep you, and may he cause his face to shine upon you and give you peace. And I look forward to seeing you in the next coaching class right here. Right, guys, keep those comments coming in. If you want, again, as I say, the marketing plan, pop the word marketing plan in there. We can get on a clarity call and support you. If you want the social media planner, you must put social planner, and you'll get access to that for everyone that's on the live as a free complimentary gift from Power Up Coaching, for just being fabulous, for just being here, right now, today. You take care, my beautiful people. God bless you all. Take care. Bye-bye.